Holy smokes, I thought I was gonna get either have a heart attack or a car accident. Luckily I'm on the highway right now, but when it's raining out and you're in the middle of Minnesota country, headlights try to blind you. Add that on top of Graham Stephan basically saying that the world's gonna end for the first 75% of his video. The title was, oh, this is gonna be a spitball stock, or stock spitball, in case you're wondering. But yeah, I just came off like a real big high the last 2 months. I had 275 for a net worth, which then went to 262 last month, and then this month, after all the stuff with Iran and the ceasefire, hopped up to $307,000. So you're like, fantastic, I'm feeling great. The market doesn't, well, I mean it's going up and down, so it's still volatile, but everything kind of seems to be making more sense. Then I listened to Graham Stephan. The title is It Started. China is dumping the US dollar, where basically he's saying that Ray Dalio's book, New World Order, is in effect, or like possibly in the middle of it, where BRICS and all these other countries are trying to find out ways to bypass the US dollar as far as trading, which is a little scary by what he was saying, because New World Order would be very strange as far as trading in something different. The leverage in the US, where obviously I live at, wouldn't have as much leverage as far as the global economy, and that it wouldn't grow as fast, because for the last 50 years the US market has been the fastest growing one, and we've seen really good returns the last 20 years, as he's referenced in the video. So it was Goldman Sachs, Fidelity, Vanguard, and JP Morgan. They were all saying that emerging markets were going to outpace the US by, I think, 2035, so in 10 years roughly, and possibly international markets as well, although the EU is having issues with like a debt crisis over there. China's obviously always been a strong contender, and that India's contribution for, I think, global GDP was going to triple, because they're coming in at 1.5 billion people. They're closing in on it, which I don't know, just emerging markets and international indexes. I'm assuming, just like me, you got 1 or 2 jobs that you're working full time. You don't have all that time for research. So is it best to try to do all the research yourself, or is it better to give it to a financial analyst or a financial manager, because that's supposed to be their job? But then I don't know, in the back of my head I'm like, well, I don't know. Not many of these financial guys, they take 1%, and they don't usually beat the market unless you're with Ray Dalio's company, which doesn't touch you unless you got $100 million. I don't know. It's kind of hard to think about what the average fellow will be able to do. So what it basically boils down to is that the US dollar is still strong. I'm assuming the stuff with Venezuela and taking, I think, control, I don't know if that's the right word or not, or the oil reserves, or whatever's going on with Iran right now, hopefully that makes peace on the whole world, hopefully. Man, it's kind of hard to see the road here. I don't know if you can see that, but hopefully that calms things down a little bit. Now, we're only 25, so we got plenty of time further, but hopefully in 10 years, we have some kind of real estate, and we kind of diversify more rather than just stock diversification. Hopefully that's the plan. But in the meantime, I think in the next 6 months I'll have about $5,000 in emerging markets and international. Now, it's not going to be a very high percentage of the portfolio. Far majority of what I'm betting on right now is the US, S&P, and the NASDAQ mostly. But I still have 5% in like crypto and commodities, mostly silver, because that'll be used in electric cars and the batteries. But I don't know, maybe dip my toe in that, and then hopefully during that time, we're obviously going to be getting more information. So I don't know. A lot of question marks come up. Every time I watch Graham Stephan's videos, I always have a lot of question marks, and I always have a lot of thoughts. Because he had another guy on saying, like, the AI is going to shoot off, and there's an AI race, and you know, S&P is just going to explode. There's so many different things to navigate, and it's kind of hard for an average fella to do. So yeah, right now 5% in crypto, 5% in commodities, maybe 5% in, well actually it's probably less than 5%, but whatever, 5 grand, 10 grand in commodities, emerging markets, international, and crypto, and then we'll just play it from here by there. So if you want to learn more about what Graham Stephan was specifically talking in this video, I'm pretty sure it's based off of Ray Dalio's book, New World Order. So I would give that a read. I listened to that. And the book from last month, which was Money. I forgot who it was by, but it talked about evolution of how money got started. Of it starting off as like, you have a sheep, I have a cow, I'll trade you this many cows for this many sheep, which then went to commodities, and then paper money, and then the trust just all falls. So I thought there was a couple more things on my mind, but it'll just be more spitballing. I'm probably rambling, so thanks for watching. I don't know if it's interesting or not. Maybe it'll be interesting later on if, you know, things do get better. Something fun to look back on. So have a good night, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Oh gosh, I thought we were done. I still have a little bit more driving, and I just put on, one, it's very important to cross-check, you know, what you're watching. Don't just watch Graham Stephan, you gotta watch other people too. There's a fella named, let me see, I'm gonna butcher it, so don't make fun of me. John Sheet Sign. Anyways, his YouTube page is Minority Mindset. He also breaks things down, not very, it's very simple. He speaks in simple man terms, but he can capture what Graham Stephan does as well, just in, I don't know, I can understand it better. Anyways, he's saying now, and I haven't seen if Graham Stephan or anybody else has said this, but he's saying that Jerome Powell is going to get replaced May 15th, which is going to be in 3 weeks, or just under 3 weeks, and he's got a new plan to erase U.S. debt, which is going to be lower interest rates, maybe print more money, which means inflation, which means I don't know what the market's going to do if they change. Well, I think it's going to go down right away, right? They're changing somebody, the chairman for the Federal Reserve. So people are going to be scared right away. I mean, I know it went down a little bit when they announced, you know, who was a possibility it was going to be. So once the change is done, you would think the market would go down. But then inflation is going to go up if you're cutting interest rates. Well, not really because of that, but if you're printing money, if you're printing money, inflation is going to go up. But if you lower interest rates, there's going to be more cash flow going through, because smaller businesses and stuff can borrow money cheaper, so there should be more growth, which means the economy will go up. But then there's going to be panic because of the inflation. There's going to be panic because there's going to be some growing pains either way. I don't know if I'm going to make it. This is a joke, but yeah, I don't know. This is, long story short, every time I think I understand the stock market, or I kind of know what's going on, there's a new variable that's added and I got no idea what's going on. So well, as far as the international and emerging markets, I got no idea what's going to be going. I know right now though, I got 5 grand in the Fidelity, and I got 15 in the bank. So we're gonna move 5 over into the Fidelity, and that way we'll have 10 so we can trade right away, because in 3 weeks I don't know what's gonna happen. Boots may come off. So complete spitball out of market, that's what the video is. But long story short, I don't know what's going on.